On today's episode of the Film Breakdown Show, we talk Detroit, how to stop the run and how to contain Jared Goff. It's going to be tough, but there are some solutions we show you here on film. And then on the defensive side of the football, Detroit loves to play man coverage. They love to blitz. What are the solutions? And then how do you run the football against them? I'll tell you all that and more right now. Welcome into the Film Breakdown Show. I'm Logan Paulsen here with just the guy, Jason. You can't see him, but he's just kind of lurking off to the side. His ethereal voice will come in when he's got questions. We've got to guide the show. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing good. I got a question.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay, what we got?
Are you ready to learn about some football?
I'm ready to learn about some football because I always learn on these shows when I'm watching film with you guys. Just as a reminder, we are in the Big Bear AI Command Center studio, and we're previewing the Detroit Lions. So let's start with, I think, kind of the fundamental element of who Detroit is they want to run the football. They have a very high run percentage. And how did Minnesota do such a good job stopping them? Let's just talk about this real quick. So we're going to get a cross dog. So we're going to go here, we're going to go here, and this guy's going to break across in there. And see how we're kind of filling all these gaps. And why is this important? Because right now, pre-snap, this is pretty easy to block. We're going to get kind of probably block out here, some type of combination. Or we can combo here, and we're going to work to this guy. Center's going to work here. We're going to go out. It's very easy to block static pictures. But watch after the ball is snapped. Watch the movement. You see how we've all of a sudden made these combinations more challenging? See how the guard's got his shoulders turned? He's playing back into the tackle. The tackle's off leverage. And then he can't get to where he's got to go. He's working here, right? And he's trying to get there. But he ends up getting picked by this player who's scraping across the center's face, and we get a free runner in the hole. The back tries to cut it back, and all the gaps are filled up because we're gapped out. We got gapped out, gapped out. Where's my button? Gapped out, gapped out, gapped out, gapped out, gapped out, gapped out. So there's a schematic element to this that I think is very challenging. When you want to run a gap scheme run and you're running movement in the front, it makes it really hard to get to the combinations. The other thing I just wanted to point out is check out my guy here, number 61, right? When you're in run defense against a physical football team, obviously X's and O's is important. But you know what else is important? Jimmy's and Joe's and getting after the guy across from the ball. Watch him. He's going to get in here, put his hands on the tight end's chest. He's going to constrict this gap, push him into the gap. So he's using the tight end's body to take away this gap right here, and he's filling his gap out here with his outside leg. Watch this, and he ends up making this play. Great job. Sometimes, yeah, X's and O's are great. Sometimes you just got to open up a can and get after somebody. And I think when you watch this film, like even look at Zero here. Watch how he just gets low pad level, rips across, owns his gap. You see how he's open, nice chest open here in the gap, taking that away. Like sometimes you just got to win a one-on-one. And I think that's what I'm hoping that the Commanders can do this week against Detroit. There's going to be some schematic stuff because we've done stuff like this. Maybe not exactly the same thing, but imagine this is Kinlaw. He's going to scrape across the center's face. Bobby Wagner trigger down here. We've done this stuff before, but the thing that makes it come to life is the physical violence that you need. Again, my guy, 61. I don't know who that is, but I love this, man. We're just winning physically and taking advantage of our God-given tools. He's like 6'1", 300 pounds. Love when I see that kind of stuff.
Why isn't that tripping?
Why isn't it tripping?
Yeah, someone I can just hear somebody in the tackle.
Yeah.
I can hear someone in the comments right now like, well, he stuck his leg out. That's tripping.
It is probably tripping. They probably missed that call, but I think he probably gets a hand on him too. So I think when I saw this too, I thought, oh, maybe this could be tripping. They didn't call it, so it's not a penalty, but yeah, probably tripping, Jason. You go with that?
Yeah, I guess I'm fine with it.
Referee Jason?
No, I'm just asking the question. Now, Logan, you were known for getting nasty in the run game, right? You never get blown up like that as a tight end, would you?
We've all been blown up.
Who got you before on this?
DeMarcus Ware got me. Von Miller got me once. Justin Tucker got me a couple times. Like, you get got, man. Like, I think his Laporta's foot, let's just circle this here for my guy, his foot gets a little caught in the turf. Maybe gets stepped on with the offensive line. That happens, man. A little foot traffic, and then it looks like a bad clip, you know? But the point still stands. Got to fight through the down. And again, like you want to stop the run. I think for Joe Witt Jr., we're going to need a little bit of kind of magic pixie dust in terms of what we're doing. They're doing this cross dog deal here, which I love. I think that's a really nice solution. They major in this, though. Minnesota majors in this. Like, we have other things that we would probably do. But again, just I want to see people winning one-on-ones. Like all these guys are getting after it. They know what it takes to stop the run, and they're doing a pretty good job of it right here. So
with the injuries that the Commanders have, especially on the outside of the defensive line, who are you looking at for this upcoming game to maybe not dominate in this way, but control the gap? Who do you think that is?
I think this is a great question because like one of the things that Joe Wood Jr. did last week, which I thought was a good idea, and it's still developing obviously, is they put Kinlaw here kind of at this 5 technique spot. Kinlaw would go right here, and then they put Johnny Newton here, and they put Payne at this spot, and then they put Jacob Martin there. Right. And I think that's nice. And then Frankie Louvu was kind of your overhang player right here. And so I think like if you talk about Kinlaw, is he able to beat a tight end? I think so. I think he would probably kill Laporte in this situation, right? And then it just comes down to these guys on the interior, your Goldmans, your Jerzans, like can you win violently on a double team? And again, when you add a little bit of movement to it, I think it helps, especially with those quicker, more athletic guys that we have on the interior.
What down and distance is this?
This is 1st and 10.
Okay, so would you say this is a run blitz?
Oh, absolutely.
So is this something that then Detroit likes to do? 1st and 10, getting under the center, running the ball.
Absolutely.
So you can expect Washington would probably be looking at some run blitzes here on 1st and 10, especially if Goff gets under center.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is they've done a lot of run blitzes this year. And I think when you look back to like the LA Chargers game, for example, they blitz a ton, right? They did a lot of run blitzes, and Kinlaw did a great job creating space. The Giants, Kinlaw, the first TFL is a run blitz. Like we have this, and that's what I'm saying. We have similar things. Now our things look a little bit different. It's going to be more like, like this guy's going to stun here. He's going to trigger. Like think about Frankie Louvu coming downhill in that situation. He's going to own this gap. He's going to own this gap, right? Like that's kind of more our speed. But again, like we'll see something like this. I think that's what I'm trying to get across here is that, like, yes, schematically, we'll do something similar to this. We can do something similar to this. We have done something similar to this. But the thing that makes it pop is when Kinlaw, for example, chins the guard and throws him to the ground and makes the tackle for loss.
So let me ask you a question. Yep. You're a defensive coordinator, just say for your high school team. Right?
Yeah.
So you're defensive coordinator, and you're saying, all right, everybody, we're going to do a run blitz here, but number one, before you do anything else, win your gap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Or you don't have to dominate the person, fill your gap, get into your run, So I think, and then let somebody like Kinlaw do the winning.
Well, so even here, this is a great example of what you're talking about, right? Like, so we're going to own this gap. He's going to own this outside shoulder. This guy's going to stunt here. Let me just use the yellow here because it's a little easier to see. So here, he's going to stunt to there. He's going to stunt to here. He's got this one. Of all of these guys in the front, the guys I just laid out, these guys do a great job of owning their gaps.
Right. First and foremost,
own the gaps.
They're gonna and then pay attention to detail and get into that gap.
And so you see how there's no air here. They did a great job. The one spot that I'd say there's a little bit of air is look at our guy here, number 93. See how he's kind of playing out of his gap? This is the type of stuff that, even in high school, I would get frustrated with because it's like you are opening a crease here. You're allowing this back, if he hits this front side, to get there.
But is that what 14? It looks like is safety or nickel player. Is he supposed to come down and fill there?
So I'm glad you brought that up, Jason, because I think it's a good thing with run fits. This guy's going here. This gap is this player's. You see that? So let's play it out. That's him. You see him get there late.
Right.
The problem is that do I want whoever that is, number 31, in a one-on-one tackle situation with Jahmyr Gibbs in this much space? Probably not, right? So like I think when you see like creases in the run game, it's literally that level of detail that kills you. It's what is this? This is 3 feet, 2 feet that he's getting pushed out here. This number 93, he's getting pushed out. 2 feet of push here, getting pushed out of his gap. Like that could kill you if you're not careful.
Is that a mental mistake? Do you think, like, I know you don't know what the call is or what they're being coached here, but do you think that is, I went the wrong way? I'm filling the wrong gap, or is he trying to win? Or
I don't think so. Like, look at number 97. So he's stunting out, right? They're doing the same thing. So basically, these guys are both stunting like this. Mm-hmm. What I'd say is, look how tight number 97 is, right? See how tight he is to the gap? He's not vacating the space. He's just owning the gap. This guy is just like, technically, he's just too wide, right? We're just giving him too much opportunity, right? And so, yes, everyone gets to their spot, but what if Montgomery, like duo usually hits like this. It hits downhill and then it'll bounce this way, right? Usually. is how it hits. But what if they had a little bit more loose interpretation of Dewar, or they ran Wanda and he hits it here and you got a one-on-one tackle with Montgomery? Like, I don't know if I love that matchup as much, right? So it's just, and then think if this guy was just a touch tighter. Like if he just kind of stopped it right there. Let's leave that X up there so we can see it. If he stopped it right there, and then think about there's no space there, right? And I can still control my gap. So, everyone talks about run fits for the Commanders too. And like, that's the margin of error you're talking about in terms of being a really solid run fit and maybe a disaster in some cases. So put this on here because I think this is pretty good by Minnesota, schematically, physicality. But I also thought it showed some flexibility, some looseness too, that again, maybe our fans can kind of learn from and say, versus Detroit, we got to make sure we're locked in and fitting these things up correctly.
Right.
Cool?
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So now let's move on to the pass game. And this is really interesting. So I think personally they've been a little bit less efficient running the football. And so what I mean by that is you're still going to see Jahmyr Gibbs with like a 4.9 yards per carry. I think Montgomery is like above 4. But it's because they've hit a bunch of explosive runs. Their down-to-down rushing efficiency is much, much lower.
Is that kind of what the Seahawks were like coming in?
The Seahawks were going to run the football at a high percentage, but they were not very their averages were low. So they were kind of running to darkness just in general.
To set up play action. You're saying they're more efficient here.
They're more efficient, but like down to down, not really. It kind of, I guess it kind of reminds you of Seattle. Like they hit more explosives. So like their average is up. The 4.9 is high relative to what's actually happening, I think, because Jahmyr Gibbs has a 75-yard touchdown run versus Tampa Bay.
I'm trying to understand exactly what you're saying by using maybe a metaphor. I love baseball. So this is a lineup that hits home runs, but they're not going to kill you with singles.
Yeah.
So it's like strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Boom, there's your home run.
Right. And so what you're seeing a little bit more is Jared Goff. And again, he does such a good job of this too, like getting them into the right plays at the line of scrimmage. Jared Goff in more obvious passing situations and having to deliver from the pocket a little bit more. So like last year, I would think of them being more like play action shot, kind of hide the offensive line a little bit. And then in high leverage moments, he's going to deal from the pocket, which he can, but you're seeing more just straight drop back. And I think you're also seeing, like, just to point this out here, this pressure up here, like look how tight that pocket is. It's very, very tight because I think the three guys on the interior of their offensive line I think one of them is going to be, I think two of them are going to be good. Mahogany and Tate Rowledge are going to be really good players, but they're very young players, right? Mm-hmm. So, and they're also banged up. So when they get into the depth chart here a little bit, these pressures are happening, right? And so Jared Goff does a great job standing here delivering this ball, but I want to put out one thing. Like, he does not move off this spot. He's not going to kind of creatively find space. Like, he's back there. I don't want to say feet in concrete, but he is going to throw the football. And you see, like, I think it gives us an opportunity if they're in obvious passing situations more, right? The offensive line is struggling a little bit in pass protection. We can take advantage of these opportunities. So that's why I wanted to put this on here. The second thing is, real quick before we get going, is these dudes on the perimeter, him specifically, Amon-Ra St. Brown, is an absolute stud. Like, he is Jackson Smith and Jigba before Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, he's going to run up here, run like a little this thing, and just watch his ability to sink his hips, sell this, and then create space. It's fantastic, right? So that's their ATM. He's always open. But my thought is, like, if we can take advantage of an offensive line that's in a little bit of a rebuild mode, and they're giving us these opportunities in true drop back pass situations more, like, can we tip the scale of the game? Like we were talking about before the show started, not only are their guards banged up, but their two starting tackles are banged up. Their swing guys banged up. So they're literally on their fourth tackle. Dan Skipper, a guy that they signed after they cut him at the beginning of the season, right? So there's an opportunity here for us to get kind of maybe lucky, like you're playing them at the right time, because schematically they're doing something you can take advantage of, and they're a little bit banged up in the front. So,
okay, so I have a philosophy question kind of when it comes to the quarterback. You're saying he's like in concrete there. A part of that is because Goff is, for all intents and purposes, pocket passer.
Yeah. And he's doing a great job, by the way.
Right. He can move around, but he's not Lamar, Jaden, Josh Allen that's going to take off if they need to. So is that because he's a pocket quarterback, or is that because I'm going to stand in here and take this hit, because I got a guy in Amon-Ra that I know is going to be there. Like, I can deliver this ball, I can take this hit because my guy is going to win.
So I think it's a little bit of, I think, yes, this connection is fantastic. Like, they are so locked in terms of their ability to kind of almost throw in the dark. Like, we had a clip on the command center that I did with Santana where he's throwing like a deep dig. And like, it's just so, like, the timing is so good. Like, before he's even starting his break, he's throwing the football because they have this great chemistry. And Amon-Ra is going to win. But again, like, this is what Jared wants to do. He doesn't want to get the football and run around and then find this guy. He wants to kind of be in timing, be in rhythm. And again, like, he's killing it. Like, he's playing really well, right? So I don't want to like diminish what he's doing, but there's not going to be a lot of second reaction plays. And if you think about the thing over the last couple of weeks that's really hurt this team in the passing game, it's people who move the pocket, right? So think about Seattle moving the pocket on those keepers and boots, and then the second reaction plays of Patrick Mahomes. So if they don't want to do that, like, again, can we take advantage of it? Because I think he actually gets got here. I don't mention this, but like, I think this is they're checking to a pass because they think this is a single high look. So like, pre-snap, this looks like cover 3, right? Looks like cover 3. I want to throw this route that they're throwing versus cover 3. They actually stem to like a cover 2. You see that? And it just kind of, through serendipity, this guy doesn't get deep enough on his drop, and they're able to get the ball over the top. But this is actually a pretty good call to stop this route. It's just, so like, you can get them. You can disguise stuff pre-snap. You can rush the passer. He's going to be in the right spot. They're not going to move him around too much. And again, this offense is amazing. But I'm saying, like, if you're a Commanders fan looking for a glimmer of hope, like, that's the hope, I think, is that they're banged up on the O-line. They're not running the ball as efficiently as they have been. And the guys they have in there, like Penei Sewell, is the number 1 blocking tackle in the NFL. But I'd say he's like the 6th best guy in pass pro, right? Like, they're built to run the ball. And so when you get in these moments, can you win this? And can we finish this with enough time here to get a sack, get a big negative play, and get them to punt the football? Like, that would be my question.
Now, and you're saying that the linebacker there should drop back, right?
Yep.
And I hear what you're saying, but you have running back coming out of the backfield on that side.
They screwed this up. You can tell they screwed this up.
Yeah, so there's clearly something missing here. So it seems like...
So I think what they're trying to get to is like some type of Tampa 2. So like, these are your 3 deep players basically in Tampa 2. This guy should be pushing more in this direction here. This guy should be more here. This guy should be here, and this guy should be over here. Like, they've messed this up somehow.
Okay.
So like, and this is what happens when you bring a lot of different pressures, because they're only rushing 4 guys.
And by dropping back, what is the linebacker? What is that? I didn't see the beginning there. If that's the Will linebacker or not.
Yeah.
But if he's dropping back, then you're saying, okay, well, you have I think that was the running back, maybe the tight end that's snuck out there. It was running back. Yeah. So that's a check down to the running back there at the 40-yard line. You're fine with that because you're keeping it in front of you.
We always talk about bend but don't break. This is exactly why. Like, people say, like, you want to get enough depth in your drop and then rally to whatever this is here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
okay,
see how this is a really nice route by Amon-Ra St. Brown too. So first off, see how Amon-Ra does a good job of like passing his ear and then bending it,
pushing to the hash.
Watch how number 8 kind of feathers in.
Yep.
And it gets him out of that throwing window, right?
Yeah.
But you got to understand, right? Like, what's going to kill you? This is going to kill you, right? These chunk plays are going to kill you. So I got to get depth and try to take it away. And also this safety too. Both these guys, like, this is not great by either one of these guys. We got to take away this route here. And I think this is the right coverage to take it away. We just didn't execute it well. And again, you talk about the run fit stuff, how close it is. Like, the margin for error here is so small. Like, literally, like, this guy stems in a little bit too far. This guy stems in a little bit too far. And we create a great throwing window for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, that's the margin for error in coverage situations. And again, like, if you want to win this game, I think you can win this game, but you got to execute at a high level and when you get these moments, like, this could be a sack fumble, but we're a little loose in the coverage. We're not quite there with the rush, and it ends up being an explosive play.
Is this what DQ and Joe Witt are talking about when they say we have to execute? If we execute, then and don't beat ourselves up, then we've got a better shot than what we're showing. Because like you said, like, we're just in the wrong spot, and it's small, but being just small in the wrong spot causes a big problem. So if they just get to where they need to go, maybe it causes Goff to have 1 second of doubt. That 1 second puts him in a sack on the ground.
Let's look at number 27 right here. Watch how he plays the technique. So they're running the same route, and Amon-Ra does a good job with it. He's going to go here, he's going to bend in, and then he's going to push back out. Watch how 27 stays on top, stays square, and watch when he breaks out how he's in a good position to make a play if he were to throw the out. Compared to this guy up top who's way over pursuing it, right? See how much farther he's gone past the apex of the route? You see that? This guy up top here? How he's way past the leverage? Like there's no way you can make a play on that.
And by leverage, you're saying, because if you look down at the bottom, what you're talking about, technically he's still a little further away, but it's his body.
He's still outside of this, right?
Right. The way
he's like
correct,
even with him, you know?
It's not distance, it's how their body is framed.
Correct, yes. And so he could still make a play there. And I personally think he's a tick high, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because like if he's running to the middle, whose guy is that? It's this guy's right here, right? It's this guy right here in the middle. So I'd say like just that those are the, like when you mentioned Joe Wood Jr. and Dan Quinn, like this is the type of stuff that again it takes you from a solid play to a great play, and I think maybe we can get that done this week.
Gotcha.
All right, let's talk a little bit about their defense. So. Man, they are an aggressive downhill attacking defense. And you look here and you say, what coverage is this, Jason? Do you have any idea? Just if you had to guess.
It looks like they're going to blitz. Looks like zero man.
Yeah, I was going to say zero. So what is zero? It means there's no safety in the middle of the field. So they're here. See how there's everybody's got a man and there's nobody back here. There's not a single soul in the frame here. So this is an aggressive call, obviously. Right. So
what down and distance is this?
This is 3rd and 10.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to get after you.
It feels like there's going to be a blitz on that too.
And they're also in the fringe red zone. So like think about it. If you get a sack here, you can kind of push them back, make a tougher field goal, all those type of things. So what I love about this is having a plan. So watch our guy JJ McCarthy. Watch how he walks up here, taps his helmet, kind of says, "Hey man, what are we doing here? Check, check, check." What do we check to? We check to a play that's great versus zero pressure. It's this screen, this quick screen, right? So we're going to let the guys go. We're going to get our guys out, right? So he's going to block up. They're going to push out. He's going to block there. And our guy can catch the football here and then attack down the field. And this is executed perfectly. And these guys are even, I think, looks like they might be dropping out.
So sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. No. So is this a play call or is he checking? He is checking it at the line.
This is a check, right? So this is something you kind of go into the week with and be like, hey, if we get zero, or if we get, all these guys up at the line of scrimmage, we really like quick screen, or we used to call it slammer when I was with Kyle, right? Because it's like a jailbreak screen, everyone's getting out. And so even if you're wrong here, like even if it's not zero, which it still looks like it might be, it looks like it's going to be zero, and they're going to kind of feather these guys out into two plug players. Still no middle field help, but they're playing man. They're going to take away the crossers. This is still a good play versus that, right? Because look at the offensive line. Like you get every single offensive lineman to the front side of the run, 4 of the 5 guys out. Quarterback completes the ball. We complete it. Back does a great job and is untouched for a first down. So this is to me like where knowing what they want to do and knowing how to break it is really, really important. Like if they're going to show you this much man and be this aggressive, like we have to have solutions to get guys up. Because again, like Seattle, like they'd walk this guy up and they'd press right here, which makes the screen a little bit harder. But if they're going to play off man like this in a zero situation, which a lot of teams do, and they do this, then let's have solutions. And I think this is a really good solution by Minnesota. Let's just watch it one more time, Jason, because
it's beautiful.
It's good, right?
Yeah,
well executed.
I love
look at that.
It's beautiful.
We're getting some business right here. This is like a kill shot. Watch that guy. Boom. Offensive lineman. Bow.
Yeah.
Tough day at the office. Tough day at the office for that guy. But that's cool.
Real quickly, because I'm a nerd.
Yep.
Just real quickly. It doesn't have to be this exact play.
Yep.
If you're in the huddle and you're checking to this, is that a play that's called in the huddle too? Like, all right, here's our play and here's our check because you're expecting this? Or is this a coming into the game check?
So it could be either one. Like, hey, and like, so if you're game planning, you're like, hey, in the NFL, because teams are so disciplined about stuff, at the 25-yard line, they like to bring zero pressure. So every play we call that's a pass, we're going to give you a solution to it. Or we can generally say coming into the week, like, hey, just keep it in mind, if you get zero pressure, we want you to check the slammer, right?
Right. So let's say it's called slammer. How I guess is what is the verbiage? What is the sign? Are they in practice saying like, when I make this sign, that means slammer? Or when I make, and then how many plays do you have of that? So it doesn't get too confusing or too overlooked.
This is good.
I'm trying to just understand in the moment, what does that look like or sound like for everybody to get on the same page?
So you see how he's touching his helmet like this?
Yeah.
That usually means it's 2 calls. So
Okay.
he's going like this, like, hey, can, or hey, kill, or hey,
kill means,
alert, whatever
right.
it is. We're going to the next play.
And kill means the play that we originally called boom, done. Can, like trash can.
We're on to the next one, right?
On to the next one.
And so I was like, how did they get this communicated? Because sometimes it can be a one word. Like Peyton Manning used to do all the one word, like in the cadence. He'd be like, he had like a Buffalo was tight zone to the left, or Bronco, tight zone to the right, whatever it was. So here, that's hard to get communicated in Detroit on the road to the perimeter. So we can double call it, check it at the line of scrimmage, and that way all of these guys on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, I see the wide receiver there in the bunch. He's helping them.
He's echoing it. Yeah.
Echoing it. Yeah.
He's echoing it. Make sure everyone gets the call, right? Everyone gets the call. He has to go tell the offensive line because they're not looking at him, but all the skill guys have it. And now we can ready to rock and roll. So I think this is a really...
All right, so that is a call that they had pre-planned, and they're like, we're going to double call this in the huddle, most likely.
Yep.
And then I'm coming to the line, that means the next one to go.
Yep.
Cool, got it.
So that's how they get to this, and it's really...
So that's winning with... Honestly, so that's film study, winning with the pen.
Winning with the pen. 100%.
So it's like, we're going to study film to know your tendency, and we're going to draw up a play that's ready for it to go. So
I'm glad you said that, because that is winning with the pen. The next clip I'm showing you is just making a play versus pressure. So I don't remember the exact route combination. Let's watch it real quick. I think it's a corner, and here we go. So we have this concept. It's going to be some type of like return, corner, cross the field, okay? This is not a great look versus what I would also say is some type of man coverage. You see how we're kind of lined up here? Some type of man. This guy's probably got the back. So there looks like they're going to blitz maybe, and they're going to maybe play 2 high safety. We'll see how this shakes out, but they're playing some type of 2-man. And it looks like with this guy rotating down into this floor, it's going to be some type of like one plug. One plug meaning like there's just somebody in the middle of the grass here while this guy's pushing to the high post safety, right? And when I say one plug, that's what I call it. Some people call it one lurk, depending on strong or weak safety. We're not going to get that.
And based on how the route formation goes is where he's going to start shading.
Yeah, and again, there's 3 receivers over here, so I think he's probably going to kind of err to that side. So watch him. He's going to push down. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, push down. Probably look. See how this guy's eyes? This is a fun thing. I didn't even notice this first time. See how his eyes bang right there?
Yep.
They are for sure bracketing our guy Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to help my buddy out, right? So you see how he pushes out all that by all that stuff? You see how he's clearing the routes? If he was a true plug player, he's clearing to that side. He would be more in the middle here.
Yeah, he'd be
helping with crossers and stuff. He'd be over here more.
Yep.
So what I want to say is this is a pressure. Great rush by Aiden Hutchinson, who's an absolute monster. We're going to have a good plan for him. He's down here. So watch this. This is understanding that we are in bracket, so he's going to bracket our guy. That's what the benefit of having a stud wide receiver, by the way, is you're going to get this stuff in critical down and distance. And understanding that this isn't great because this guy's in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Right? What's my target there? That guy's in the middle of the field. So what do I still have available? It's this corner route, which is going to go right over top of the bracket. But it's not ready. We're not there yet. So watch our guy McCarthy kind of feather in the pocket away from the rush, right? Because he knows where the stud rusher is. Feather away. And then see how he he kind of leans back and puts a ton of air on this ball and throws to grass. It's because versus man coverage, you know that no one's defending that grass. It's not zone. So I just got to get the ball up and out and let the receiver run to the spot. You guys see that? So to me, this isn't necessarily winning with the pen, right? What it is understanding the coverage and making a play versus man coverage. So as a coordinator, you can't always scheme up the right thing. But what you can say is like, if we do get man on this concept, right, where we're obviously trying to get the ball to Justin Jefferson here on the return because we're trying to clear it out for him here, right? If they bracket Justin Jefferson, your hot answer is the corner, which isn't a great hot answer, but if you understand that it's man and there's no safety help, then it is a good hot answer, especially if your guy can sit back here and make a play throwing that ball down the field, right? So
that's a big time play by McCarthy there.
Big time play, big time throw versus man coverage, high leverage situation. That's it. And this is the difference between winning and losing this game. Like you go through this Minnesota game and they won, and it's 5 plays by McCarthy and understanding how to run the football.
Yeah, just real quickly, we've done so many breakdowns, especially last year with Jaden and Terry, where you're getting this sort of stuff that Jaden would do with Terry, where you see the bracket, the double team on Terry, and it's like, all right, so now we're just floating it right out here, and it was OZ or Crowder that was the benefit of that.
Yeah, and even with Terry, like on vertical stuff, I remember like there was a couple plays versus Philly versus Pittsburgh where it's man coverage press, and Jaden doesn't even need to look anywhere else.
Yeah,
it's an all-out pressure. He puts air on the ball, and Terry would run under it. And so having those solutions are not available, right? So we got to be a little bit more creative now as an offensive play caller. Because, again, when you have a guy that can just win like that and a quarterback and a receiver that are on the same page, like there's a touchdown in this game where J.J. McCarthy throws a touchdown to Justin Jefferson, and it's like a one-handed catch. But like the timing and the spacing is so perfect.
It's the importance of that elite receiver, that top receiver, not just the one-handed catches, although those are fantastic for you.
Yep.
It's manipulating defenses. They have to account for it. Gives you other options that still result in explosive plays.
100%. And so the other thing I thought Minnesota did, they did a great job stopping the run. They did a great job having man solutions. The other thing they did a great job was running the football. So if you look at this right here, we got kind of our base defense. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're a 4-down base structure with 3 linebackers. They like to have their 3 linebackers on the field a lot. They're very good football players. And then we've got our nickel player right here. And watch how they handle this. So receivers have to do a great job cutting and digging safeties out. They dig the safety out, get a little kick out here. And so what play are they running here, Jason? Let's talk about it real quick. They're running what I would call God's play, which is power, right? So dig here, double team. We're going to take it all the way back.
I know that from Madden.
We're going to block here. He's going to hinge. We're going to get a kick out by this guy, and he's going to pull and block up on the first guy, right? Mm-hmm. So watch the movement on the double team, and they catch them in a line stunt, right? Everyone talks about run stunt, run stunt, run stunt. This is a run stunt here. Watch Aiden Hutchinson. He's taking his gap. He's taking his gap. But look at the movement it creates.
It plays right into what they're doing.
Correct. It plays right into what they're doing. And you're hoping that this guy, Branch, is going to be free here to the ball. But great job by the receiver being in a tight split. Talk about winning with the pen, right? They like to do that. He's going to block this up. Great job by the tight end helping out and then getting to his work, right? Awesome job. Great job by the back here too. Attacking downhill. Boom. This guy has to scrape over top. And then look at what we end up here with a beautiful, beautiful crease because the receiver did what he's supposed to do, right? Receiver did what he's supposed to do. Tight end does what he's supposed to do. We got a nice alley there. And then our back hits it hard downhill and runs violently with his shoulder square, right? So this is where I'm talking about targeting runs and knowing what we're doing. Big time by the receiver, right? Big time by the tight end because again, he's helping with the receiver stuff, and then he's able to get to this linebacker, fit that up, and awesome job. So
Logan, I know that gets you juiced up with the tight end there.
It does get me juiced up. The one that really gets me juiced up though is this guy. This guy gets me juiced up. This is so hard to do with a stunting big dude who's a big athlete to get on the silent count, get your feet locked in, fit your outside hand, boom, fit that thing, keep him locked in there, and then run him down into that gap is really fantastic, right? So getting a bunch of wins to the front side of that run. But if you can do this, and teams have had some success with this, I think there's a shot. So when we talk about running the football, sometimes you're like, man, it's going to be tough. When we watched Seattle, it was they're really good. Remember we watched that clip where they're breaking double teams? Here, they're good, but I think we got a shot. So if we can run the football, if we can have solutions versus man-to-man coverage, I think we have an opportunity offensively. And then defensively, how do you stop the run? And how do you manage explosive plays by creating pressure on a quarterback who's going to be staying in the pocket?
We talk about game flow all the time.
Yep.
If you're drawing up a Washington victory over the Lions, which is not easy.
Correct.
I'm putting you on the spot here. What do you want the game flow to look like?
So I want them to get first downs offensively. I want them to get first downs as often as they can. And some people say, oh, run the football. Like whatever our solution is to getting first downs consistently, stacking first downs, I feel like that's when this offense is at its best.
There's a misconception. We've talked about this before, but I just want to bring it up. There's a misconception that if you run the ball X amount of times, that gives you a better chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
And the reason that's a misconception that you've taught me is that teams that generally run the ball X amount of times, let's say it's 25 times a game, right? That means that they have a lead.
And they're doing it late.
And they're getting first downs.
Right. Yep.
So you can run the ball 3 times for 3 yards a clip, and it's 4th and 1, you're punting the ball.
Correct, yeah.
It's like, great, there are 3 runs towards your tally, but you don't have a first down.
Right.
And then the other team comes down and scores. Let's say that happens. Now you're behind. And you can't keep running the ball like that.
Yes.
So now you start passing, and then the runs go down. And it's not that you weren't committed to the run. That's the misnomer, right? But when you get ahead, or if you start getting chunks in the run, that's when you start stacking up those numbers.
Correct.
So the Chiefs, for example, when we played them, they ran the ball a ton in the 4th quarter.
Right.
Why? They were up so much.
They were
right?
up. They were running the clock.
So what you're saying is when you say get first downs, it's not run 3 times with a cloud of dust. It's maybe throw on first down. That's not the worst thing in the world. And then run on 2nd or 3rd, or throw all 3 times. It doesn't matter.
As long
just
as
get that first down.
Like if you look at last year's Commanders offense, one of the things they did so well was they used quick game, right? So they'd have a first down run that was 2nd and 10. Jane Daniels would throw a quick stick. It's 3rd and 4. Then Jane Daniels would scramble for a first down. There's 2 runs there for you, right?
But one's a scramble.
But one's a scramble and one's a quick game.
0.
Right. Yeah, one's 0, right? And so then you kind of, as long as we get first downs, then if I'm Cliff, if I'm the play caller, I can get into my next play. I can get into my next sequence. I can start stacking plays and say, oh, we showed them this formation earlier. We showed them this spacing earlier. Now we can run the trick play off of it, or we can run the play action off of it. And it's just but in order to do that, you got to get first downs. You got to stack plays. And so that's what I want to see for game flow. Just get that first down. Let Cliff get in his bag, and then defensively, don't give up explosive chunks like that. Where they're going to get big plays. Don't give up explosive touchdowns, right? Make them drive the length of the field like they did in the playoff game last year. And get Jared Goff, give them an opportunity to turn the football over and give them an opportunity for a penalty. When that penalty comes, can you take advantage, get off the field, even if it's after 3 points, because ultimately you're trusting your offense to go down and score a touchdown.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, love it. Thank you,
That's
Logan.
going to do it for today's show. And please, the comments have been great. They've really helped us guide the content, so please keep leaving those. And that's going to do it. Thanks. This show was filmed at the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for our rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.